State health leaders announced today they are moving ahead with plans for Medicaid expansion. They're hoping it could begin October 1st. The question is now whether state lawmakers will finish the budget in time for that to happen. WRAL Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie joins us live via Zoom from the legislative building. So, Laura, talk about what's at stake here.
Well, it usually takes about 90 days to get Medicaid expansion up and running. But the Department of Health and Human Services announced today that federal officials have given them the green light to go ahead and get started on some of the earlier steps in the process while we're waiting for final approval. When state lawmakers approved a Medicaid expansion earlier this year, you might remember, they tied it to the budget, so it can't take effect until the budget becomes law. But House and Senate leaders here still can't agree on what the final budget should look like. DHHS Secretary Cody Kinsley said today the steps that they're taking should allow a start date of October 1st. That's if Governor Cooper and state lawmakers come to an agreement on a budget by the end of August.
Laura, you used the word if just now. Does that seem likely? Are they making progress?
It's really hard to say at this point. They have not taken any votes around here for weeks. There's not a soul here today. The House and Senate leaders said last week they had a deal on raises, but they were still deadlocked over proposed tax cuts. Cooper's been calling on them to decouple Medicaid from the budget and just pass Medicaid on its own. But the House and Senate leaders have said, no, they won't do that. And in the meantime, it is costing the state plenty of money. Every month they don't expand Medicaid, the state loses out on nearly $500 million in federal funding that comes in through that program. And that's money that we cannot get back once that expansion goes through. Kinsley said if lawmakers don't get the budget done by September, so first, expansion will probably have to be delayed again till December or later. Chris.
But of course, we know you'll be watching this during the entire process. Thank you, Laura.